Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we're going to continue into our new lesson talking about the sounds and understanding what you hear. So, in this unit, الوحدة الأولى التحية والتعارف, we're talking about الأصوات, the sounds, وفهم المسموع. فهم يعني understanding of المسموع, what's being heard. So we talk أولا, firstly, about الأصوات, which means the sounds. Starting with the sound of the letter ط. Here is التدريب الأول. All you need to do is استمع وأعد. استمع وأعد. Before you hear me, I want you to know something important about that letter. The letter Kha is recognized as one of the throat letters, meaning this letter originates from the throat. And if we divide the throat into three levels, the Kha letter will come from the upper part, the closer to the tongue. We will talk about that in details, but it's also considered as one of the heavy letters of Arabic. So listen to me and try to repeat after me to get to recognize that letter in a good way. Here we have Khalid, Khalid, Qalil, Qalil, Qawla, Qawla, Khadija, Khadija, بخير, بخير. So as you can see, these 5 words are included in the letter Kha, all of them pronounced with fatha, like Kha. Also notice a common mistake that people mix between Kha and Ka. Kha and Ka. There is a major difference between them. One of the main differences is that Kha comes from the throat, while Ka comes from the lower part of the tongue. So they are a lot closer to each other. So I say Khalid, not Khalid. And here comes the second. The Kha in Khalid is heavy, while Khalid, which is not a word, is light. Khalid, Khalid. Much big difference. And now التدريب الثاني. استمع وأعد. We will see and hear the similarities between the Kha and Ka and how to differentiate between them by listening. What I will do now is that I will pronounce both of the words, and all you need to do is to recognize the difference between them. And right after that, I will choose one of each word in each column for you to try to recognize which one I said. Now, listen carefully. قرة, كرة, كبير, كبير, خسوف, كسوف, خانة, كان, خاوية, كاوية. Now, what I will do is that I will try to pronounce one of the 2 words of each row. Listen carefully and tell me which one I said. If I said karra, which one it is? Yes, that one. If I said khabir, which one it is? Exactly. If I said kusuf, which one is this? And if I said kana, which one is that? Yes. And if I said khawiya, which one is this? Now listen carefully. We will do the same thing. Nakhira, nakira. Makhara, makara. Fikhar, fikak. Nakhir, nakir. Muharram, mukarra. Now I will choose one of the 2 words for you to recognize which one I said. For the first one, which one is nakira? Exactly. Which one is Mekara? Great. Which one is Fiqh? Perfect. Which one is Nakir? Amazing. Which one is Mukarram? Right. That's absolutely perfect. Hopefully you chose the right ones. Fakha, fakka, مسخ مسك فاق فاك مسلوخ مسلوك نسخ نسك. Now tell me which one I'm saying. Listen carefully. فخ yes. مسك yeah. فاق مسلوك نسك. All right. That's absolutely perfect. Now, all I need from you is to listen to the word I say, and I want you to tell me which of the two pictures for each example is the word that I said. And now, for this new exercise talking about فهم المسموع, understanding what's being heard, and this is التدريب الأول. استمع ثم ضع علامة صحيح في المربع المناسب. For واحد, which one is طبيب? For اثنان, which one is مدرس? For ثلاثة, which one is طبيبة? For أربعة, which one is مدرسة? For خمسة, which one is مهندس? For ستة, which one is طالبة? Okay, now let's see the answers if it's like what you have chosen or not. For واحد, طبيب. For اثنان, مدرس. For ثلاثة, طبيبة. For أربعة, مدرسة. For خمسة, مهندس. For ستة, طالبة. Absolutely, absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. Now, التدريب السادس says أجب, which means answer. All you need to do now is to listen to the sentence or the question that they give you and tell me what is the answer we should say in that situation. For the first one, it says Assalamu alaikum. What should be answer? Yes, wa alaikum assalam. Preferably, you could say wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Perfect. For the second one, ما اسمك or ما اسمك. You could say اسمي أحمد, اسمي مصطفى. It has to be a man. And then كيف حالك? Yes, أنا بخير or بخير والحمد لله. Or just الحمد لله أنا بخير. For the fourth one, من أين أنت or من أين أنت. Yes, you could say أنا من مصر, أنا من أمريكا, أنا من فرنسا, أنا من إندونيسيا, and so on. For خمسة, 5, ما جنسيتك? What's your nationality? It has to be an answer from a man. Notice. أنا مصري. أنا أمريكي. أنا باكستاني. أنا تركي. But if the question was ما جنسيتك, Now the answer could be different. أنا مصرية, أنا سورية, أنا باكستانية. So this question is for you to answer. Tell me your answer down there in the comments. هل أنت باكستاني? Is it yes or no? What's your answer? هل أنت من سوريا? What's your answer? Final one. مع السلامة. How to respond to that question as well? You could simply say مع السلامة. Here are all of the words that we have met in the whole parts of the book. So let's see these words and see examples of the words included in context. So for the first one is إضافي, and the plural of it is إضافيون. In a sentence, معي قلم إضافي, meaning I have an extra pen. For the numbers we've learned from 1 to 5, let's say them together. واحد, and an example of that, الله واحد. Allah is one. Then اثنان, 2. Example of that is كتابان اثنان, 2 books. ثلاثة, 3. ثلاثة كتب, 3 books. And then أربعة, 4. أربعة أقلام, خمسة, 5. خمس طبيبات. Notice sometimes we says ثلاثة كتب, and another time we said خمس, not خمسة طبيبات, 5 female doctors. There is something behind that we will learn later, inshallah. Then تدريب, تدريبات for plural, and a sentence تدريب سهل, تدريب سهل. Easy exercise. Remember, we used سهل before when we learned أهلا وسهلا, exactly. And then بين, بين, that means between. And here we say بين البيت والمدرسة, between the house and the school. Then the word عدد, plural, أعداد. Example of this, عدد كبير, a big number. There is an equivalent word to that word, which is رقم, but the main difference between them is that رقم could be one number, like 1, 2, 3 till 9, but عدد is a number composed of more than one رقم. Example like number 10, composed of 1 and 0. 11, composed of 1 and 1, and so on. And then صورة, picture. صور, example of that is صورة جميلة, a beautiful picture. Then مناسب, مناسبون, and then هذا مناسب, this is suitable. ملخص, plural, ملخصات. Example is ملخص الدرس, the summary of the lesson. سؤال, أسئلة. Example of that is سؤال صعب, a hard question. سؤال صعب. And then جواب, plural, أجوبة. Example, جواب قصير, جواب قصير, a short answer. زميل, زملاء, هذا زميلي, this is my colleague. مثال, أمثلة, مثال سهل, easy example. جملة, plural is جمل. Example is جملة طويلة, جملة طويلة. And then صوت, أصوات, صوت جميل, a beautiful sound or voice. The same word goes for sound and voice. ثم means then, like انظر ثم استمع ثم أعد. Look, then listen, then repeat. And then علامة, علامات, علامة كبيرة, علامة كبيرة, a big sign. صحيح, correct. هذا صحيح, this is correct. مربع, مربع, مربعات, مربع كبير, a big square. There is an expression we have met in this book where we have seen a lot the word كما في المثال, كما في المثال, and that means like in the example, as in the example. Example of that, أجب كما في المثال, answer as in the example. Answer like what we have seen in the example. And then we have also met some verbs. We have seen these verbs in imperative forms, and there are the different forms of them in the past, present, imperative, and even the verbal noun. For example, the verb وصل, يصل, and صل, and وصول, meaning to arrive or to connect. And here it says صل بين الكلمة والصورة. Match between الكلمة والصورة. We know these two words. And then هات, هات. That verb means bring. Example is هات الكتاب. هات الكتاب. Bring the book. And then we have قرأ, يقرأ, اقرأ, and قراءة as a verbal noun. An example is اقرأ الكلمة. And then the verb وضع, يضع, ضع, وضع. So ضع علامة صحيح. Put the sign of correct. And then أجاب, يجيب, أجب, إجابة. An example is أجب عن هذا السؤال. Answer this question. Notice أجب requires the preposition عن. أجب عن السؤال. Answer about the question. That was the end of this unit. Inshallah, keep posted. We're going to post the second unit as soon as possible. We will learn a lot of stuff about family members and related topics to this. Stay tuned and Assalamu alaikum.